from play one to play whatever it is, 100. Cincinnati's confidence just jumped through the screen for us, and if you're in the stadium, you could see it front and center.
Boom. Let's go back to the game Monday night where DeMar Hamlin got hurt. It was 7-3 Bengals. They had the football. This was a continuation of that game. Remember, they go down the field, they score, they stop Buffalo, and then they go again. And so now the confidence that you're speaking of, they just carried it over. And the offense with the quarterback, Joe Burrow's poise, his accuracy with the football, the offensive line's ability to give him just enough time, and their offensive play call, and they put so much pressure on the defense. Can you stop the run? They're going to give it to Mixon. If you can't, boom, just look at the time that the offensive line gave the quarterback. And when you have a quarterback that's poised, that's accurate, the offensive line that's open holes, boom, he's not getting touched until he's 5, 6, 7 yards down the field. Boom, you could have got 100 yards today with this blocking.
Maybe, snowing.
Close. It was an outstanding performance by the Bengal offensive line, both pass blocking and run blocking, and the quarterback and the team took advantage of it.
Well, and think about coming in. The Bengals have 3 of their offensive linemen hurt. Now, we understand, Vaughn Miller's been out for Buffalo since the end of October. But could they have an advantage, even though they were a little depleted for them, but not what was talked about for the Cincinnati Bengals? The rushing that you talked about, 172 yards rushing. And a lot of the plays, we love Matt Milano, obviously, but a lot of the plays, I think they fooled the Bills because it seems that either coverage or run defense, what were they doing? Selling out to cover and allowing the run? What did you see?
It's a numbers game. So this is the quandary that Cincinnati puts you in. They have 3 receivers. 2 of them could be number ones, Boyd, Higgins, Chase. So if you're going to stop them, you're going to have to keep 2 safeties back. Well, if you keep 2 safeties back, you can't stop the run because stopping the run is simple math, meaning I have to bring an extra safety down so he can be a free hitter in the run game. Well, if you're going to do that, now how are you going to cover those receivers? So it's either or, and Buffalo and defensive coordinator Leslie Frazier never guessed right. 172 yards, and you saw countless receivers opening. And remember, when they did bring extra pressure, they left Chase one-on-one, and he was making them pay. So it's a tough situation that they put you in offensively. 2
things we talked about, and look, this is bigger picture, and nothing's going to show up on film or on the field. I was wondering if the Ravens, 2 straight games, had taken something out of the Bengals, just by the physicality.
Yeah.
You play the game.
Yes.
You knew I wasn't barking.
Yes, I know, yeah.
But it didn't.
It didn't.
It didn't show. I wondered, with all the gas, and you heard in some of the Bills talking about it, that they had to take out of the tank. No excuses. The shooting in the summer at the supermarket, the 2 6-foot snowfalls, needless to say, DeMar Hamlin, which thank goodness is here at this moment. You wondered how much, again, I'm not trying to minimize what the Bengals did, but I wondered at what point would the gas tank be a little low? That's not an explanation, but I think it's real. I think we ought to consider it in what was set up to be, for many wrong reasons, a magical season for the Buffalo Bills. Ends in not quite, the championship game of the Super Bowl again, but the kickoff return, this team will be remembered for a long, long time.
Here's what I'll say about this team, Boom. Everything you said has a lot of validity. The emotional levels that this team and this city has gone throughout the last 6 months has been extremely volatile, extremely emotional. But when you look at this football team, when they step between the white lines, some of the issues they had last year are the same issues they had this year. Their ability to run the football. This is a team that can't run the football. And in the end, the quarterback has to do so much.
Good point.
And they put a ton on the quarterback. And so his level of having to do it all hasn't gotten better over the last 2 years. That's number one. And number 2, they can't rush the passer. They went out and got Von Miller to get Burrow, Mahomes, Herbert, to get those guys on the ground. And in a game where they needed a Von Miller, obviously he's hurt, they needed somebody else to step up. Nobody was there. So the same 2 issues are still there.
They know.
Running the ball and rushing the passer. And the emotional toll of the last 6 months had nothing to do with that.
They know. Real quick to clean up the Bengals this one. How much has Joe Burrow, Zach Taylor, and what the Bengals have done changed the culture? Look at their first 53 seasons in the playoffs, 5-14. Worst in NFL history through 2020. Okay, I don't know how to. The last 2 years, 2 championship game appearances, 5-1. It's all new in Cincinnati.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.